Yes, like small code, not high level. In
Sorry.
beginning, only beginning.
Oh, okay, okay. So you've just done a bit of JavaScript and that's it.
Yeah,
Okay, no worries. So we'll
pop up or something.
definitely
Mm.
we'll start with some really basic fundamentals of JavaScript and then
For me,
have to,
main thing is only this React J or this Node.js and MongoDB.
oh, mainly that's your interest is on the Node and
Yes, yes,
Mongo.
yes, yes.
Okay, no worries then. So you can go ahead and share your screen
Okay,
and then we can start from there.
so I have to share my screen, right?
Yes, you do.
Okay, it is shared now.
Not yet.
Okay, share.
Yeah, now it
Okay,
is.
okay, where I have to start?
Okay, so you can open your terminal.
This is my terminal. One minute. Okay, which terminal you want me to open?
Your
Node.js.
computer terminal.
This is,
No,
actually I'm
no.
using Windows. I'm using Windows.
Oh, you're using Windows. So your how is it called in Windows?
What means like terminal? Like
CMD.
CMD. Ah, okay, okay. CMD is open.
Okay.
Yes.
So before getting started, of course, we have to make sure that you have Node.js and npm
Yes.
installed. And to
Node.js is
verify,
open.
yeah, so we can
Hmm.
do the node hyphen v,
Node hyphen v.
and when you hit
Okay.
enter,
This node hyphen v, right?
yeah,
Okay, it's there.
okay, so yeah, we get the version that's 13. We'll carry that, and of course, we want to do an npm hyphen v as well.
npm. I think it's already there. Hyphen v.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we have Node.js and npm installed. That means we're good to go. So the next thing we want to do is we want to create a folder where we'll start our project.
Okay. I have installed like in my E drive. I can show you. Like my
Okay.
uh, was like it was yeah, that is the directory where I already created. Like I can show you here. Project. Yeah. Oh no, sorry. Did not, icon. I because I was doing for icon. This one the project folder I created.
Oh, Ionic.
Ionic. I was doing Ionic, but not didn't work.
Okay, it's okay. We can just start a new one. Um,
Okay. So I
so
should
we'll
like
yeah we'll go to your project directory, and of course, maybe you can create a new project, just a
okay.
new directory.
Okay, I
So
will
of
just
course you
create a
can
new directory here with the
yeah
name like Node.js.
okay.
Okay,
So
just wait.
do you have a project in mind that you'd want us to probably create with Node Express?
Yes, I have one plan like this. Uber,
Yeah, I do.
that like that.
Okay, sweet. So yeah, let's inside Node.js, let's create the folder. We call it Uber or the name you have in mind.
Okay, I think it command to create. Just I can see it directly here.
MKDIR. Okay, you can do that there as well.
Just create it by here. Uber. 'Cause I was doing Ionic, but not didn't work. Okay. So I should like. Just create it by here. Over. 'Cause I was doing Ionic, but not didn't work. Okay. So I should like. Just create it by here. Over. 'Cause I was doing Ionic, but not didn't work. Okay. So I should like. Over.
Okay, nice. So the next thing we want to do is we want to open our code editor. I don't know if you have Visual Studio Code. Oh, I see the
Yes, yes,
icon.
yes,
So
yes. We
let's
use
open Visual Studio Code.
yeah.
And it's down there.
Yeah, okay, so there.
Yeah,
So
let's open folder.
okay, open.
So yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So we can just maximize that the VS Code. And then the next thing we want to do is we want to open our integrated terminal. That should be control tilde or control backtick.
What it should be?
So control backtick on your keyboard.
Uh, Maybe for Windows is different.
Oh, okay. Okay, click on terminal.
Okay.
Yeah, new terminal. Yeah, it is different on Windows.
Yes.
Okay. So the first thing we want to do is we want to create a node project. And
Okay.
to do that, we're just going to go to our terminal and type npm init.
npm. Yeah.
Yeah, so this command should create a package JSON, but before that, it should like give us steps on it should give us a CLI with various commands on how to initialize our project. So you can go ahead and hit enter. So it's going to guide you with this utility, and it's going to ask you for your package name, the version, the author's name, and stuff like that. So down there, you can see we're getting package name as Uber. We're
Yes.
okay with that. So you hit enter, or you can type and change it if
Oh,
you
okay.
don't.
Same. If I want to keep same, I should enter bus.
Yeah, just hit
Okay.
enter on your keyboard. The version is the first version, so we're okay with one. We're going to hit enter as well.
Okay.
And you can give it a description if you want.
Okay.
The entry point, we're okay with
This index.
index.js.
Yes. Yeah.
So we're going to hit enter. We're going to skip the test command because we won't be doing tests. So you can hit enter. And we're not really using Git, so you can hit enter
Yes.
as well.
Okay.
We can skip keywords. We hit enter again. And then, of course,
Enter.
the author, you probably want to put your name or email or something there. But it's okay if you skip it. Yeah, we can
Okay.
skip the license and we should be done.
Okay.
So if everything's okay, we're just gonna hit enter or type yes for, everything's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you can see on the left side, it created a package JSON. So a package.json is essentially a manifest file that contains metadata about your project. So stuff like the project name, the description, and of course the dependencies of the stuff that you have. So you can go ahead and open package.json and just have a quick scheme. So as you
Okay.
can see, the stuff that we were using, the command line, the terminal to create, they are populated over there, like the name of our project, the version. And so if anytime you want to change something, like you want to change the description to something else, you can go ahead to your package.json and do exactly that, and you change it to whatever you want. Now, we
Okay.
have scripts on line 6, and which is something we're going to play with a bit. So scripts is where we write various scripts to do certain things in our application. Right now we have an auto-generated test
Yes.
script, which we're not really going to use. But soon enough, we're going to add a start script and maybe a develop script or something like that. There's also
Okay.
one thing missing, the dependencies. So I'm pretty sure you know dependencies are some of the things we can install from npm, and then it's going to be shown as part of our dependencies. But
Okay.
enough talking about package JSON. The
Mm,
next thing we want to do is we want to create our entry file, which is index.js. So you can go ahead and create a file and we'll call it index.js.
Directly I can get it from here.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. And the only thing we're going to do there for now is we're going to console log hello world. So go
Okay.
ahead and console log hello world. So if we save that file and go back to our terminal and
Okay.
run node index.js.
No. Index.js. Hello world. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So we don't want to always be going to the terminal and typing node index.js. So the next thing we
Mm,
want to do is we want to go to our package JSON and create a start script that will be starting our server. So let's go to
okay.
package JSON, and on the script section that's between line 6 and 7,
Mm,
let's add a start script which should look almost identical to test.
uh, I
Hello?
should give name the name script.
Just start
Okay.
without script.
Okay.
And preferably you want to have S as lowercase for start.
Okay.
And then, of course, we'll have node index.js after the colons, also in string quotation marks.
That's what I have to Node.js has I have to
Node,
mention.
node space index.js.
Node space index.js.
Okay, so we're getting a squiggly line, meaning we have some syntax error somewhere.
Yes.
So to fix that, that's line 7. At the end of line 7, we need to add a comma.
Nice. Okay. We need to add comma. Okay. Yes.
Okay, so we're good. So we can save the package.json file by hitting Control S,
Yes.
and then we can go back to our terminal. And instead of typing node index.js, we
Um,
can now run the command npm start.
okay.
So ideally, we should get the same thing being logged
Yes.
onto the.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay, now it's about time we start playing with Express.js. So
Yes.
Express.js is a minimalist framework for Node.js that essentially allows us to create servers. So the first thing we want to do is we want to install Express. And
Mhm.
so to install Express, we'll just go to our terminal and
Yes.
we'll type npm install Express.
Right.
And then you hit enter once you're done.
Out. Still the name. Something is wrong.
npm.
And
Yeah,
oh
should
shit.
be
Shit.
n. Yeah.
NPM. Sorry. Install Express. Okay. Yes. Okay. Then.
Okay, so when you look at your package JSON, you're going to see line 12. We have a dependencies key coming through now, which has Express on line 13 and the version of Express, which is 4.17.1. So when you install any package,
Okay.
there's two things that come in. So we have the package lock JSON, which sort of just think of it as something that make sure that you have the correct versions installed. So if someone else is installing your project, they're going to have the same thing. And of course, node modules folder. So node modules folder is when you install something, like in our case, we installed Express.
Mm.
And so it's going to go to the npm registry, pull everything about Express, and dump it in the node modules folder. So there's a lot of stuff in the node modules folder. Express would be one of them in there. But that's one
Okay.
of the things we'll never touch. So like node modules folder, we're never gonna open and then change anything over there. And also package lock.json, we're never gonna open and change anything there. Those are just some of those things that come automatically once we start installing dependencies. Now, having Express installed, we can go ahead and bootstrap a very basic server, and we'll just want to again print hello world on our server. So to do that, we go back to index.js and import Express and then create a server.
So now I have to. Uh,
Sorry?
oh, sorry. Can you please repeat it?
I said now that we have Express installed, we can
Yes.
go back to index.js.
Okay. Now we can go for Node.js.
Index.js,
Ye-
okay.
Yes.
And let's just remove everything for now.
Okay.
The first thing we want to do is we want to import Express. So we'll have const express equals to require express.
Um, yes.
It's going to be equal to require, and then we'll have parentheses, then express.
To call this module, we are using. Okay.
We want the second express to be in quotation marks, the one in the require statement, yes. So ideally we're pulling express. The next thing we want to do is we want to initialize express. So that's going to be const app because we're assigning it to the app variable. So const app equals to express and then parentheses. So that's
Mhm.
initializing express so that we can start using express. But now we're initializing this, assigned it to the variable app. So
Okay.
the next thing we want to do is we want to create a port. Now this is where the app will be listening. So we can create a const port and we can assign it to um, 3000, for example. Of course, you can have your port as 4000 or 5000 or however you wish.
On what basis we are selecting this port?
Sorry?
On what basis we are selecting this port? Is there any specific criteria?
No, there's no criteria. Uh,
Like, I mean,
it's
now I'm going to upload my this website on server,
yeah.
like hosting.
So
There I have to how I will check which port I have to use.
so when you're uploading to your
Hmm.
server will automatically assign a port for you.
For example, already we have created this project and we have given 4,000. Okay.
Yeah.
For example, then when we are uploading this on the server, so which then that time you have to change or automatically it will go.
No, no, no. We won't have to change. The server will assign the port.
But see, in this now, for example, now we are creating project, we already assigned this,
Yeah,
so there's no issue, huh?
there's no issue. So when you upload your project to a place like Heroku or DigitalOcean or something, the
Which
port is gonna get assigned on its
which
own.
sorry, which server we can use for this Node.js and
The easy one would be Heroku. I don't know if you've used that before.
no, I will check.
Yeah,
Hero.
it's one of the common ones.
So we can upload our app there and it will work fine there. Whereas like
Yeah,
website of GoDaddy and everywhere.
yep, it will work fine as well.
Okay, Heroku and the next one.
Uh, GoDaddy, AWS,
GoDaddy also
Google Cloud
provided.
Platform. Yeah, you can get a Node.js package for that if you so wish. But I guess Heroku is free of charge, so you can start with that to just test and see if you're happy
Oh,
so far. Yeah.
okay. Okay, thank you. And which one is the best one?
That's now subjective. Depends with how you look at it, because now the more you pay, the more you get. But in terms of like a small project, or when you're starting off, most people start off with Heroku, and when the project grows, maybe you pay for more server space or something like that.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any other question on that?
I think for time being it's okay. Next lecture we will lesson when
Okay.
I have completed something. Yes. Okay, now we get report.
Okay. So we have the port. The next thing we want to do is we want to create a route. So we'll have app.get,
Route.
and all of this is on the Express documentation. No, no, app.get, and then parentheses.
Get, get, okay. Okay.
So inside the parentheses, we're going to have two arguments. The first one is going to be the specific route we're going to, and the second one is going to be a callback function. So yes, we can
Okay.
have home with just a backslash over there.
Yeah.
So backslash home or backslash only or backslash about, depending on the route we're going to. So in our case, we'll just have a backslash home and we can remove the other one. So backslash home only, and then we remove the other backslash after home.
Yes.
Okay, and then the second argument is a callback function. So after home, we'll have a comma, and then we'll have uh, a callback function. So after the string quotation mark,
Yes. Yes.
that's where we want to have the comma.
Mm. Okay.
So over there, we'll have parentheses and a fat arrow without
What
the
one?
quotation marks now. We want to have
Okay.
another pair of parentheses. Yeah,
Okay.
over there. And then outside those parentheses, we want to have a fat arrow. So that's just an equal sign and a greater than sign.
Okay, so, I didn't get it.
So let's have yeah, that, but it should be outside the parentheses now.
Before or after?
After,
Okay. Yes, sir.
yeah. And then over there, we can now have curly braces.
Okay. Okay.
Um, check curly braces. Did you get that part?
Yes, already.
Okay. Okay, so that's the basic syntax. So every single time we're creating a route, it's always going to look like that. It's going to be app.get or app.post or app.delete. And
Mm.
then we'll have the route, for example, in our case, we have home. And then we'll have the callback function, which is a fat arrow function, which is parentheses, fat arrow, and curly braces.
Yes, but
So,
I didn't mention write down anything. Only braces. I have to
sorry,
mention.
I didn't
Have
get you. You
the
mentioned
in that
what?
I didn't mention anything on this parentheses.
You're breaking. I don't know if I think it's Skype. Skype sometimes gets slow-ish.
Okay, can you see my screen?
I can see your screen, yes, but when you speak, it sort of breaks.
Okay, now it looks fine, right? Whatever I
Yeah,
write
that's
down,
okay.
forget.
Yeah, that's good. So we're
Okay.
going to finish off line 4. In the first pair of parentheses, we want to add two arguments, request and response.
In here
Yeah,
request and
response.
okay.
Now we'll
Okay.
go to the curly braces,
Mm.
and we can hit enter. Okay, nice. So let's have response.send parentheses, and then we'll have hello world again.
Hello. Okay.
Now we have hello world. We can go ahead and listen. So after that, so line 9, we can have app.listen parentheses.
Mm, listen.
Now again, it takes in two arguments. The first one is the port, and the second one is a callback function. So in our case, port is already defined on line 3, so we're just going to have port, and then the callback function. So that's going to be parentheses, fat arrow, and curly brace. The same thing we did when we were doing app.get. So let's have, instead of the quotation marks, let's have parentheses, a fat arrow, and then curly braces.
This is okay.
And yep. So we can just simply on line 10, we can just say we can console.log app running on port 4000, for example.
No. We can pass variable this port.
Yeah, we can okay, so app.running, you can have a comma over there and then port.
Okay.
Okay. Now one more fix we want to do, we want console to be lowercase c.
Oh, yes.
Okay, now we can save that file, go back to our terminal and type npm start. So we start our server again. npm. I'm running on 4000. So we can go to our browser and type localhost 4000 and see what we get.
Localhost 4000. Cannot get.
Exactly, because when we look at our code, we created a home route. So we should have localhost 4000 slash home.
Hello world.
Okay, so we
Oh,
have hello world
yes.
going on. Um,
Mm,
that's the basic Express server you can create. It's the
mm,
simplest one out there. But with that said, we would love to use sort of the latest syntax. Now, to do that, we're going to
mm,
have to install a couple of things like the latest. So, when you played with React or
mm,
Ionic, when you're
mm.
importing stuff, for example, line 1, it would be import Express from Express or import React
Yes.
from React.
Yes. Yes.
But when it comes to Node.js, it doesn't give you stuff like that out of the box, and you have to install them yourself. So what we're going to do is, first of all, we're going to install NodeMon, because when we make changes on our application, so for example, when you change from hello world to hello um, hello something else,
Mm,
then you'll have to stop your server and then start it again, which makes the developer workflow really bad. So to
mm.
improve that, we're going to go ahead and install NodeMon. So head on over to your terminal and npm install NodeMon.
npm node What is this?
NodeMon. So we want to install it as a dev dependency. So it's going to be npm install NodeMon, and then we're going to have another flag over there. So dash dash save dash dev. NodeMon is going to be one word.
Nodemon, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
And
dash
then we'll
dash.
have dash dash save dash dev. Uh, uh, dash dev is going to be on the same level. So save dash dev, so no space between save and dev. So dev is dev.
Oh,
So we want to install it as a dev dependency. So when you hit enter, it should do the same thing it did. It should go and install NodeMon.
Nodemon is for what is this? Automatic it will update, like in Ionic it's updating. Whatever
Yeah,
we are
so
doing changes, automatically it will be updated in browser, and we don't
exactly,
need to
yeah.
stop the server and start it again, right?
Yeah, so NodeMon is a watcher. You're correct. It's going to watch for any changes on our files, and if we
Hmm.
make any change, it's going to run the server again. Now, implementing it is so easy. We'll just go back to package.json. So when we look at package.json, we can notice on line 15 that we have dev dependencies right now, and NodeMon is one
Yes.
of them. So
Hmm.
these are the dependencies that we only need when we're developing our application. But once we push it to production or once we're hosting it, we don't need these dependencies. So we can go ahead and change our start script on line 8. Instead of having node index.js, we are instead going to have nodemon index.js.
Okay, we will get new file, right?
In package.json.
Okay, package.json.
Pack, yeah. So let's,
Indexmon.js.
no. It's going to be nodemon index.js.
Oh,
Yeah.
index.js. Hmm.
Yes. So when you save your package JSON, go back to the terminal and run the server by running the command npm install. You should see that the watcher is now active. So npm start to start our server, and you can see that it's watching. So if you go to your index.js and change hello world to maybe a different text to something else, you're going to and save the file. Uh, it automatically restarts.
Yes.
So that's good enough for now, but we still want to have the new syntax. So like instead of line 1 where we have const express equals to require express, we want to have import express from express instead. Now to do that, we need to install Babel, which is just a way of enabling us to write the newest syntax, the latest JavaScript. Because as you know, the server
Hmm.
only is able to read the, let me say, older versions of JavaScript as of now, because JavaScript is always changing. There's new
Hmm.
features being added every
Hmm.
day. And for us to be able to use this new stuff, we want
Hmm.
to be able to install Babel to do that for us, which essentially is a transpiler. Now, we're going to install a couple of commands. So we're going to stop our server and npm install at Babel core and Babel node. So I don't know if there's a way I can
So
uh
what I have to do?
let me
Sir,
just paste it on the chat because I
yeah,
feel like
please.
it's gonna be easy.
Yes, please. Hmm. Screen is shared or this stop? Hello?
Uh the screen share stopped.
Oh, now it's there, right?
Sorry, I didn't get you.
Now you can see my screen, right?
No, I cannot see your screen.
Now,
Yes, now I can see your screen.
now I have to name these save stores. I have to write down this command.
Yeah, so we want to install the Babel dependencies, and then we'll install preset afterwards. So I'll send you a blog by
Hmm.
Waywich, which really describes everything we're doing right now. It's always my reference till this point. It's well written. So we're
Okay.
just installing the Babel stuff, which is gonna make us transpile our ES6, ES7 to the normal ES5 code. So once you install that, you want to go back and install the second thing I pasted over there.
So it is for like it will help us to use like old version of JS.
No, it will enable us to use the latest version of JS. But once
Ah,
we dump
mm,
it to our server, then it's going to transpile it to the old version, which the server now understands.
so it will not like whatever we will create on our system, it will not create a problem. Maybe server is porting old JS. It will help us to resolve this issue.
Yeah. So what we want is we want to be able to write the new syntax, but
Yes,
the server
latest.
understands the old one.
Yes.
So we'll write the new one. Babel will transpile it to the old one, which now
Mm.
our server will understand.
Okay.
Now that we have that installed, we want to probably change our start script. So we can go to package.json, and our start script is going to be slightly different now. It's going to be nodemon space hyphen hyphen exec for execute.
Hyphen.
So exec is going to be uh, exec, and then we want space Babel hyphen node. So Babel hyphen node. So hyphen node, they'll be together, and then space index.js. So to walk you through this command real quick, so nodemon, we know what it's doing. It's a watcher that just watches for any changes on our file and restarts the server. Now
Mm.
Babel node is our transpiler. It's gonna take the new syntax we're writing, it's gonna convert it to the old one, and we're still watching on index.js. So we can go ahead and save that, but we need to also create a transpile file. So we can go back to a root and create a file called .barbelrc.
No. BABL bubble
RC.
or C.
Yeah, like that. And we're gonna hit enter, and it takes in an object with the presets. So we'll have curly braces in there, and then inside the curly braces, we want to have presets in quotation marks as the key. Presets with an S at the end. So we're setting the various presets that we want.
Okay.
Presets.
Resets, right? It's not right.
Yeah. Okay, that's okay. So outside we want to have a colon and an array, so that's square brackets.
Okay. This one.
Yeah. Okay. So inside the array, we're just gonna have in quotation marks, we'll have at barbell slash preset hyphen env. So at will be the at sign shift two,
No.
and then a backslash,
Backslash.
um, a backslash. That's a forward slash, I think.
That is a backslash. That next one
Okay.
is forward slash.
No, no, the other one.
Other one, this one,
Yeah, that's a
uh,
backslash or forward slash.
forward
Okay,
slash.
okay, and
Okay.
then preset env
Yes, uh,
hyphen
P
env.
S N V. Okay.
Okay, we can save that. Now, when we go to our terminal and start the server again, npm start,
Okay.
uh, we want to fix the typo on your Barbell RC. It should be preset env with no npm.
Oh, yes.
Okay, we can
Okay.
save that.
Now
Okay,
we start.
so our server is
Yes.
starting, but now when we go to index.js, we can now use the fresh syntax. So, so instead of const express equals to require express, we can change that to import express from express. So let's go to line 1 and replace it.
Okay. Okay. What I have to do? Const.
It'll be import express from express.
Yes.
From and then express in quotation marks, of course.
Okay.
So if we save that, it still should work. And when we go to our browser,
Hmm.
we should see Hello Node 1 being
No,
shown.
it's showing
Let's
like I'm running 4,000.
Yeah, but let's go to our browser and see if we still have home being shown. Okay, Hello
Ah,
Node 1. We're okay with that. So that means we are able to use the new syntax. Now, the final things we're going to be doing, because we're almost out of time,
yes.
is
Yes.
do
Yes.
you have Postman installed?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so we want to, instead of having rest.send hello
Hmm.
nodemon,
Hmm.
we are going to change it to response.json and we'll return a JSON object instead.
Here, response.json.
Yeah, so we're going to have .json, and
Hmm.
inside hello nodemon, we're going to get rid of all of that text and we'll
Okay.
have curly braces to denote that we're returning a JSON response. So it's going to be parentheses, and then inside the parentheses is where we have the, yeah. Now over there, we just want to create like a key value pair. So we can say maybe uh, username colon, and then we give a username. We don't really need to put that there, but it still will be okay because it's JS right now. And then, of course, the value we want it to be in quotation marks now. So
Okay.
user, and then, okay, that's good. And then let's add maybe something else over there. Maybe there,
Like this. Okay.
okay, okay, that's okay.
Yes.
So, of course, we're getting the squiggly lines because of the comma. That's a nice fix. So we can save that. We go to a Postman and look at localhost 4000 slash home, and we should get the response that we just hard coded. So we gotta have like an HTTP, so you can maybe copy it from your browser.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we're getting it. Nice. So
Yes.
that's the sample JSON response, and Uh, we're definitely gonna continue with like now installation of Mongoose and MongoDBs, and
Yes.
and we'll start with the basic user authentication.
One
But
only. Yes. Okay.
yeah,
And one thing, I
yeah,
just want like, can I create an Harko account? Harko, what you told me. Can you
yeah.
spell it and spell me? I will create account for this one. We will use there.
Yeah. For hosting purposes, I'll just even send you a chat. It's
Yeah.
Heroku. And then of course some of the things we're gonna need for the next session would be um, MongoDB
Yeah.
only.
Let me know. I will do all the things and I will start the set.
Yeah. So So that's about it.
Not
We
more
are
MongoDB.
okay.
Yes, yes,
So
yeah.
unless you got any question, because we're now out of time.
For time being, this I think no question. Thank you.
Yeah.
I will just check. I will solve next question. Inshallah, what other question I have, I will go ahead. Okay.
Okay, no problem. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
So just
Matthew. Thank you. It's a
yeah,
very good
look at the
session.
code, and then we'll talk more then.
Okay, inshallah.
Okay. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.